Welcome back everybody to Road to Race Tour. So we're continuing on with the Corvette C7.R and yeah, we're at Watkins Glen full for the first race of this episode. So yeah, not sure how much longer this Road to Race Tour is going to be up for, because there is a new tour that is coming live on Thursday. But yeah, we're at Watkins Glen for 4 laps. No real ability to upgrade, I don't think. I think we've pretty much got everything that we can get on this car. Yeah, we've got everything, so can't upgrade it any further, but no real need. It's still a very powerful, very good handling vehicle, given it is a racing car. So we should do well here.
Racing on local public roads ended in 1956 when the Watkins Glen
I think
Road
they've
Tour
solved the issue now of the subtitles staying up when we start a race, so let's see if that's stopped. Yeah, it has. Good. Must have come about in the new update, which has not only added a new tour, the mid-engine tour, it's also added the Jordan Luca Free Championship Series, which is based around the Camaro that you will have got in your gift tab. So if you haven't got that car yet, then get it before it vanishes out your gift tab. It's also on Forza Horizon 5 as well, that vehicle, so yeah, you can use it on this and that game for free, which is always cool. It's cool to get a free vehicle every now and then. We've only got 4 laps, so we don't need all of that fuel. Being a racing car, it's bound to have a very long range fuel tank, so yeah, that's why you can get up to 20 odd laps out of one fuel tank, which is pretty impressive for what is obviously a V8 rear wheel drive supercar, or a race car in this case. Right, rolling start. 45 miles an hour, that there. This is one of my favourite circuits on this game. There's not many circuits that I hate, to be honest. I'm massively fond of. I still feel competent enough to race on them, but yeah, this is definitely one of my favourites. I really like a circuit that has fast corners. It's not just got fast corners, it's got fast flowing corners. It really feels like a really rather intricate series of corners. And yes, you do have to brake for, but you are going around them probably faster than you are or would on other circuits. About new cars being added to this game, but there are cars being added via a new challenge hub. So you do a certain amount of races or a certain challenge or something like that when you can on vehicles. I know the McLaren Artura is coming via that way, which is obviously a car we've already had in Forza Horizon 5, but it should be nice to have that in this game. If we get this series of championships done, we'll get a Aston Martin race car as well, which is the main reason I want to do it, because I do like unlocking new vehicles even if they are racing cars. At least using my summer guards in other ways. And Forza Horizon 5's new update comes out on Thursday as well. There is a car that's in there in these festival playlist that we've already looked at in this game, and that's that Mitsubishi Lancer Evo. The third version of that series of cars. So obviously we've already reviewed it on this game, so I'm not going to review it again on Forza Horizon 5, but we will take it on an extreme off-road builds episode. Being a rally car and all that, it should hopefully do well in that series. These 3 other vehicles being added that are hopefully going to be good. The main one being a car called the Toyota Chaser, which yeah, looks pretty cool. 4-door saloon car, but it's got a twin turbocharged 6 engine in it. Yeah, sounds like a pretty powerful car. It's like what you could probably consider Japan's first super saloon, sports saloon. Oh dear, missed that one. Back. More crucially, we have lost time on the second place. Sorry if I sound like a bit bummed up, but I had a massive sneezing fit before starting this, so yeah, that's why. I've had a dramatic drop in temperature though over here in the UK, so that's bound to not have helped. Caught up now in second place, which is about where we were before. Still no word on when Bathurst is getting added to this game, but apparently that is the next track. Which I'm pretty sure I talked about in the last episode, but I am looking forward to that track being added. Favourite of mine. It's going to work online is another matter, because yeah, I remember I think it was a previous Forza game, or Forza Motorsport game, where yeah, online racing on that track was a little bit hectic because it is quite narrow in places, massive concrete walls either side of here, so real one-off. So hopefully the online racing is a bit better this time around. It should be, given that obviously we have a much better penalty system in this game. And you are obviously put into the same lobby as people that have the same class rate, safety rating as you, and skill rating as well. So
one more lap.
Probably for me, given I have an S safety rating at the moment on online racing. Draft of this further car. Further Corvette more precisely. Oi! Clearly had the inside line there, buddy. This Corvette is very aggressive. Overtake though. Last corner, well, that Corvette got overtaken by the Ford. Karma for slamming into me, I guess. But we're only going to get second this time now. Still a solid enough position, I guess. But would have obviously liked to have gotten higher than that.
Well done.
Still, we had a pretty good lap there. I think we were the fastest. I don't see anyone else that was faster than us there. So yeah, fastest lap, and that gives us another 25 points. So we're still in second, but there is quite a gap, as you can see, between us and first place, who was the one in front of us. So yeah, they've gained another 3-point lead over us, so now there's a 15-point gap between us, which is a shame, obviously, but you know, that's the way it goes sometimes. obviously the Ford stuck 3rd place. Fair decent amount of credits there, and now we're on to Sebring International Raceway for the last race. So 4 laps. No more upgrades are necessary. So yeah, in the festival update for Forza Horizon 5, we're also getting the Volvo C30 Polestar, which, although it does look just like a slight engine modification, should hopefully also be pretty cool to drive, and we don't have the standard C30 on Forza Horizon 5 anyway, so it is still a new car at the end of the day being added. And yeah, we're also getting a Subaru WRX. I think they've dropped the Impreza name now from that line of cars, but still, it looks like a pretty fast saloon, and yeah, should hopefully be able to differentiate itself enough from the previous generations to be worth adding. But I have to say, it's not my most favourite month for the festival playlist, to be honest. There have been better ones out there, that's for sure. But all 4 cars that are being added do look fairly solid, so. And obviously we already know about one of them, which is a Mitsubishi, because we reviewed it on this game, so we already know that it's a great car. It should be fun for racing that online, and obviously, like I said, on Extreme Frog Silly Builds. To get a 1st place position, to even have a hope of getting 1st place overall in the championship, but I'm not expecting that to happen, even if we do. Yeah, that's a little bit sorry. What is that Hurricane braking for? There's no one in front of him. It's not a corner. Why are you braking? Yeah, I do the dumbest of things sometimes. So, in terms of test drive Unlimited Solar Crown, yeah, I'm still giving it a thought about whether or not I'm getting it or not. And it's not even down to the handling anymore, because I have heard from people that, you know, enjoy their racing games and play plenty of racing games, from everything from arcade races to sim races, and they've said that the handling is fairly good. So it's not even the handling that is worrying me now, it's everything else. The car list is woefully small. There are some cars on there that we've never had on this Forza series or Forza Horizon that I'm really interested in getting. There's in particular certain versions of cars that are on that game that we've never had on the Forza game before, like the 1971 Lamborghini Miura SV, which is the ultimate version of that generation of the Miura, which I'd really like. I think it's the one that had the gold wheels. Then there's Ferrari 308 GTS, again another car that we've never had on a Forza game before that I'd really like. There's a brace of Audi R8s that we've never had before, like a rear-wheel drive version, rear-wheel steering version. Again, they look interesting. And there are other variants of vehicles that we've never had before, but at the end of the day, the car list is super small. It's way smaller than Horizon 5 on launch, even if you ignore all of the car packs that it came with, you know, like the welcome car pack and stuff like that. And microscopic in comparison to Forza Horizon 5 now, after all of the festival playlist updates and car packs that have been added in the meantime. So yeah, there's no real excuse for that. No, there's no reason at all for that, because at the end of the day they have cars on that game that are also licensed for Forza Motorsport and Forza Horizon. So it's not like licensing is an issue, it's just seems very, very lazy. Guarantee that they're either going to come down the line later as car packs or singular vehicle purchases as DLC to make up for it. That's just no real excuse. Hopefully though they go down the Forza Horizon 5 route if they're going to make up for the woeful launch of the car list by adding them for free routinely. Because quite frankly that's one thing that the Forza Horizon games since the Festival Pass was introduced has excelled at. They've rarely been lazy on a given month when it comes to adding new cars. Yes, there's been the odd month here and there where, you know, none of the cars have been particularly interesting, or they've either just been adding cars to the game that we've had in previous Forza Horizon games or Forza Motorsport games. But at the end of the day, they are still adding cars. And then you've got months where they've just absolutely knocked it out of the park by bringing out 4 cars in the festival playlist, bringing out a brand new car park with 4 new cars, and then, you know, adding cars to the auto show that people can now buy rather than just getting as a reward in the festival pairs, and therefore, you know, making those cars more widely available. Yeah, to just continue to excel. And then obviously they've continually updated the map, and I just don't feel like that's going to happen with the test drive game. Now granted they are saying that they're bringing a beefer in as an expansion map for the second game, which is cool, but at the end of the day, if you haven't got fun cars to drive around in, or enough variety of cars to drive around in, then you can have all of that map in the world, it's just not going to make it enjoyable enough to drive around on. And then I've heard issues with the progression system. I've seen some of the prices of cars on that game, yeah, way out of whack. Nearly 700,000, I think they call it, coins in that game, rather than credits like on this in Forza Horizon. Nearly 700,000 for a mini. Granted, it's a powerful mini, it's not a slow one or anything like that, but that's more than, you know, some sports cars, and, or as much as some supercars are obviously going to be way faster. It seems completely, you know, imbalanced, especially considering minuscule the rewards are for racing is. So yeah, there's a lot of issues with it. I've also heard issues about the AI. Granted, the Forza Horizon 5 AI are not the best by any means. They have their issues as well, and frankly, given how much I've driven on that game now, I find it really rather easy, but at least at the start were quite difficult, and if you put them on the unbeatable difficulty, then you will have a massive challenge on your hand, whereas it looks like there's no consistency at all with solid ground. Then there's all the online issues it's had as well, so yeah, and I'm struggling to justify buying it even when having a £20 gift card as well, so it's not like I'll be spending a full amount on that game either.
Last lap, let's go.
And I'm going to be getting the cheapest version as well if I were to ever get it, so I'm not buying the gold edition. Not for, I think it's like 90 quid or something like that, which is ridiculous, especially now that it's not got the early access part to it, which is a little bit ironic given, you know, no one actually got any early access for the first 2 days because the servers were absolutely awful. Less than a 50% chance of actually being able to get connected, and it also sounds like not enough people are playing it, which is something I've had issues with this game at times, and Forza Horizon 5 for that matter. Sometimes you will load into a lobby and there will only be a couple of other people there, but more often than not, in particular with this game, you will have a full or near full lobby. Not seen that be the case for test drive. Now, I'm not saying that I'm a massive fan of the previous 2 test drive games. I did have my issues with those, but at the end of the day, at least you could just load that game and know if you could get into a race or just drive around the map without any server issues or reliability issues or anything like that. Whereas this having always online just doesn't work. And we've only got 5th place here, so even if we did have a chance of getting first in the championship, it's just not happened, unfortunately. This car does not seem particularly quick on this circuit. I guess it is quite a high-speed circuit, and this car doesn't have a great deal of top speed, to be honest. Still a pretty fast lap, though. We're all the fastest there in terms of the top 5, but there were 2 behind us that were even quicker. I'm surprised I didn't catch up, especially 6th place, given more than a second quicker on their best lap. But still, yeah, only 5th place there, meaning we only got 89 points. Very nearly only got into 3rd place, though, as the Audi was only 1 point behind us and 5 points ahead of us in that race. So, yeah, the racing Corvette there, nowhere near as fun to drive as the road-going version, it seems. But still, got 2nd place, and yeah, it means we can now move on to the Ferrari championships. So I think it's a 458 Italia, which is a pretty good car. So yeah, I'm looking forward to driving that one. But nonetheless, thank you for watching. Hopefully we will get round to finishing these championships, because obviously the new one is out tomorrow, and therefore this one is likely going to be on a countdown till it finishes. So yeah, hopefully we'll get the rest of them done. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.